Hi friends, I'm dialed out a bit here and I'm not turning any lights on so we can enjoy what rainbows there are for the moment. And I'm not sure what I've got to say, but I suspect I'm going to be doing some fessing up. Perhaps when you listen to my videos, maybe you think I've got it together. And I really know what I'm talking about and all that sort of thing. I'm no different than you. And so the things that come through, like the last two videos, Getting Tough, that has nothing to do with this mind. That comes from a much deeper place. So to start out, let's do whatever it is you do. See the line running through all the chakras, straight up and straight down. Expand out and compass those 5 other major chakras above the body's head. Be a cloud. I think we're getting closer to our true nature, to be more cloud-like, more etheric or ephemeral, than to be believing in this illusion of being the body-mind here. Be the earth. It's fractal, okay? Everything's fractal, so you are the whole thing. Any change made in anyone, including you, any change made anywhere is instantly experienced by the whole. So the oneness is real. You know, some people want to say it's woo-woo and that kind of thing. And I'd say that's mind playing around trying to figure it out. And it's so far beyond mind that, of course, mind can't contain it. But, you know, you've got a lot more going for you than mind, than the 3D mind, which is doing some really great expansion of its own. I mean, I can't say that I see that far ahead to where it's going. I don't, not consciously. But then remember, the conscious mind is what, 5, at the most, 10%? And that's just of your mind. And come on, you're so much more than this one lifetime, this one body, this one mind. So it's really good to bust out of the box. A new paradigm is needed. It's really needed. And it's very much a part of waking up. So I want you to know that the same deep wisdom that you see sometimes flowing through me is accessible to you. This is our divinity that we're contacting, that we're making room for. The way our minds were programmed was to put us in a little box so that every which way we looked, there were limits. And they were phony, but we didn't know it. So now we're finding out. One thing we know for sure is things can't continue on the way they have been. It's entirely too destructive. And it just doesn't feel right. It's just not okay. And we really have felt helpless for a long time. We haven't known what to do, which way to turn. And every which way we turned somehow seemed to get co-opted. Whatever group we joined, you know, the powers that were infiltrated. The CIA is basically everywhere. You can't even trust Facebook. I mean, you know, it's just everywhere. And it's icky. You know, it's just not okay. It doesn't feel okay. It's okay for them that want it. That's the grade of school that they're in, and it's appropriate for them. What I believe we're seeing here is the sorting out, the wheat from the tares thing, so that everyone can continue on in their own chosen way, path, if you will. Only not in the same place anymore. And none of us really know how that's going to outpicture, what that's going to look like. We don't need to know. It's happening quite naturally. And don't you think that's the best way? Nature knows, your body knows how to repair itself when something goes wrong. When you get a bite or a scratch or you break an arm, it's not necessary for you to know how that works. It just works. Just like getting into the car, you don't need to know how the darn thing works and the engineering and the mechanics involved to turn the key and drive it. And so mind always wants to know, well, that's nice and everything, but how about we just shove it to the side for a little while? We've had mind in control for too long. And it's done its very best, but clearly its best isn't enough. And we've basically abdicated the throne and installed the left brain there, the 3D mind. And I'd say, who knows, maybe most of us are in process of dethroning mind. And that's good. I mean, it's kind of awkward and uncomfortable, and it doesn't always look pretty and everything, but you know, that's just part of it. If you're going to go play in the mud, you're going to have to shower and deal with the crud and clean up and do the laundry, and it's all natural. And it's not a big deal, and it's not beyond us. That's one of the biggest things. We've been taught that it's all just too overwhelming. And we're just little bitty folks that, you know, couldn't possibly have anything to offer. Well, that's the biggest load of hooey. Every change that you make, every understanding, every shifting that you do inside, excuse me, itchy nose, changes my life. You affect me when you're down, when you're up, and it's subtle, sure, but it's there. It's the fractal. And if you don't know what that is, do an internet search and have a look-see. We finally have computers that are up to the task of illustrating graphically fractal mathematics, and it's elegant and it's beautiful. The Mandelbrot set is perhaps the most famous illustration, but they're endless. Okay, so where am I going with this? It's just really important to me to be your brother, your sister, not your teacher, not your leader, because you don't need to be taught. And you don't need to be led. You've got the awesome divinity of Source where you are. It's not mine, it's not yours, it just is. Available and accessible. And we have an inner wisdom that's kicked butt, you know. we have to find our way to it through the programming. Maybe it's a little like one of those mazes or those things that you walk, those mandalas or something, you know. It's not linear. It's not a straight shot from here to there. But that's good, because if it was, then mind would take hold and want to run the show. Just go deep, right from the get-go. Be the earth, be the cloud, be the solar system. My friend, you will find it inside. You just have to rearrange your mental furniture to make room. And be ready to jump off a few cliffs, you know? Once you come in contact with your own native divinity, once you begin to intuit, to know that you are source, you're fearless. And in a world of no fear, I mean, oh my God, just imagine. And your imagining blesses the whole, the all that is. Just imagine a world with no fear. No need to fear. Nothing to fear. Nothing. It's unimaginable to mind, but you have way more resources than mind. And so mind pretzels are really good. You know, the Zen koans, these eyes through which I hoped to see God are the eyes through which God sees me. Give your mind something to chew on. And then you just go deep. Just think, right now you are living, who knows, let's just pick a number, 1,000,000 lifetimes, right this minute, right now, all there is now. Now. Okay, see, right away that takes you out of the 3D, the limited, linear mind. That's a mind pretzel in itself, that all there is now. Each of those lifetimes is a different angle or aspect of now, a different facet of the one gem. But they're all now. Now, can you envision, can you imagine a being so great to be able to manage that? It's awesome. You know, it's awesome. Imagine if all the drops of water in the ocean were each an individual. And yet they're also one. Now, as long as they're an individual, they have access to the one limited drop. But there's no real limits. And once that's known, then each drop can access the whole, can actively participate in that, can shift the angle of view, what I call having a flexible perspective, being able to go absolutely anywhere and any when with it, and any who. Just anything is possible. What do you think? What do you feel? What do you sense? Do you know yourself? Some more fessing up here. The 12Ds have wanted me. They've informed me that they want to do a live recording. What I call live, I mean, obviously it's not live by the time it's recorded and uploaded, but you know what I mean. With them, a session with them. I've never done that before. And I found myself balking. And I'm not really sure why. It's a cliff I haven't jumped off of yet. Okay? Another fessing up. I talk so much about the silence and the preciousness of that. quiet that comes. And yet, I find it challenging to get myself to sit still and not be taking in any kind of media or reading or anything for just a half an hour a day. Isn't that odd? Did you think you were alone? We go to the library, we go to the internet, we go to the store, to the movies, we go and we go and we go and we buy and we view, and it's like we're feeling empty and we're wanting to fill ourselves up. And there's something there that's thinking the answers are outside of the self. Do you see it? Wanting to fill yourself up. I watch myself doing it. Now, there are times that come when, for a nice stretch, there's none of that. And then those times go. So I'm just wanting to say, don't underestimate yourself. Don't think there's anything special here that isn't also right there where you are. We're all one in this. We're doing it together. And one day we'll all be able to see that in reality there is no such thing as a person, as an individual, that it's all been an illusion. Now, right now we're really into it. We're still playing the game. But those of us that are waking up are coming up out of it. And more we're able to see, to intuit into the oneness that's there, that's our very own. And so, is that the extent of it? Not too many rainbows here. I have loads more to share, but I think I'll call it a halt for this video, and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.